All right, Pops, we are back, and today
Yes.
we're going to be talking about a new research study, the cars and trucks and SUVs
Yes.
that have the longest ownership, probably some sort of indication as to the reliability, things like that, from our friends at IC Cars. We'll jump into that in just a second, but first,
Yes.
we had some bills that were due, so we gotta.
And- Jeff and his team are back. If you're searching for the best car price, the best place to go is find thebestcarprice.com/insider. Tell them your friends Ray and Zach sent you, and they'll share with you all of the incentives that the manufacturers have placed on each and every model right there in one place for you. Find thebestcarprice.com/insider.
Link down below.
Yeah.
All right, Pops, let's hop in.
I always forget the link down below. By the way, get a close-up on my forehead. I went to the dermatologist today. I look like I have measles. They burnt shit all off my head, my face.
Okay, so
My chest and my back and my arms were good.
what cars do owners keep the longest, Pops? I'll run through the list. I kind of want your reaction here.
Well,
okay?
it's not just what cars do people keep the longest. It's the percentage of original owners who keep their cars
15
years or more.
Yeah.
Okay? Which at 15 years, that's more than double the average length of time that the original owner keeps a vehicle.
You would have leased 5 minis in that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And been very happy to have done it. But that's neither here nor there, because apparently, if you are a Toyota owner of some kind, and say if we went with the Toyota Sequoia,
Yep.
okay, which is number 10 on the list. It's at the bottom of this top 10 list.
Yep.
9.1% of the original owners of those vehicles, the original purchaser, keeps that car over 15 years. Okay, it's 1.5 times what an average person would keep that vehicle.
Yep.
And the truth is that 7 out of the top 10 are Toyotas. You got the Sequoia, the 4Runner, the Tundra, the Sienna, the Tacoma, the Highlander, and number 1 on the list, should surprise no one, the Prius.
The entire top 5 are
Yes,
Toyotas.
yes. And then you slip in a Honda CR-V and a Honda Pilot and a Subaru Forester.
So let me ask you the question.
Yes.
Why are there so many Toyotas? What is it? Is it the persona of a Toyota owner that just means I like to keep my cars a long time, or is it the reliability of Toyotas? What's your 2 cents?
I think it has more to do with the reliability. It is most of your Asian brands are known to be of higher quality, lower expense to maintain, and require less maintenance to maintain.
Yeah.
And Toyota is the number 1 selling Asian brand and has been for like ever.
And I can tell you from quoting extended warranties, the vehicle service contracts, like you get a vehicle service contract on a brand new Toyota Highlander, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than a brand new Audi.
Yes, and
yeah.
so I think it's the combination of the fact that it's the number 1 selling Asian import. It is incredibly reliable and relatively inexpensive to maintain.
Yeah.
And there is a brand loyalty to Toyota that's off the charts. I think to a certain degree the same holds true for Honda
And Subaru.
and so that's why you see those as the only 3 that of the cars that are in the top 10 that made it other than Toyota.
So let's break it down by type of vehicle. So SUVs.
Yes.
So there was, I'll say from my end,
Yes.
there was one surprise on this list.
It was a huge surprise.
Yeah. So we have at number 10, the Subaru Outback. So 6.8% of Subaru Outback owners kept their vehicle 15 more years. Number 9, the Hyundai Tucson.
You know, your sister is well on her way because we've
2011?
We've had that since 2010. So,
So 11 years,
Yeah.
So that Outback will eventually, yep. The Hyundai Tucson, 7.6%. And then the surprise on the list,
Yes.
at least for me, was the Acura MDX.
And the reason it's a surprise is because there's no other luxury or near luxury SUV that's on that list.
What's the Acura precision crafted performance? They're the only precision-crafted performance vehicle on this list.
Yes. Very nicely done, Zach. Yeah.
I just say it.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed that you remember their tagline these
do.
days. Yes, you can teach young people different things, and apparently that was one of them. But it is somewhat surprising that, because let's face it, the first company that I can really remember that came out into that market niche was Mercedes-Benz. Okay, and everybody kind of followed.
You mean with like the sportier luxury SUV?
Well, with the SUV, when I remember when they first came out, and it was like it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And every brand, Mercedes has them, BMW has SUVs, Audi,
Porsche,
Cadillac, everybody.
Yeah,
and so for only one luxury type to be on this list, it's pretty remarkable to me that it's although we've owned MDXs,
Yeah.
and they really were just a wonderful, wonderful vehicle.
Well, and it goes back to reliability,
Yes.
cost of ownership.
Yes,
Like the
yes.
Acura is going to be in a different playing field than the European brands. The
Yes,
luxury
and
European
even
brands.
even the comparable Lexus brands.
Yeah, cheaper to own.
Yeah,
Yep.
much.
And then the rest of the list: Toyota RAV4, Toyota Sequoia, Toyota 4Runner, the Subaru Forester, which
Mm-hmm.
makes sense, Honda Pilot, Honda CR-V, and then the Toyota Highlander.
Yeah.
12.4% of Highlander owners hold on to them
Of
for
the
15
original
years or more.
Highlander owners. Yeah.
Anything-
It's crazy.
It is. Anything on the truck side stand out to you? I mean, it's more of the same names, but you get a few like GMs in here now, Fords in here now.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me that the Toyota Tacoma is number one.
Yeah.
But
Or the Toyota Tundra is number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What surprises me is to see that the Nissan Frontier is number 3. Because Nissan is not as well respected as some of the other Asian brands.
Yeah.
But 8.5% of the original owners,
Frontier owners, yeah.
have kept it for 15 plus years. So that's pretty remarkable. And even the Nissan Titan is on there. So
Yeah.
there are some interesting finds. It's surprising to me that the Ford F-150 is number 10 on the list. And maybe that's because it's the number one best-selling
Yeah. Yes, that skews it a little bit.
pickup truck out there.
Let's touch on sports cars here, and then, as always, we're going to link to the research down below, so go take a peek at it as well. We love our friends over at IC Cars. We have
Yes.
no affiliation with them. They just do great research.
And
So
they
we're
do, and they just sent us this information because they thought that we might want to share it with our audience. So bless them for that. They were 100% correct.
All right, so on the sports car side, Dad, I was not surprised by the
Yeah.
number one car on this list
Oh, not at all.
because people are fanatical about, if they like them, which everyone does.
Yeah, if you like the Mazda Miata, and especially the people that bought the first ones, because literally that was such a hot car. That was one of the first cars that I could remember where dealers were charging $4,000 and $5,000 over MSRP for customers to buy them, and customers were more than happy to pay that money. And when you pay extra, you might as well keep the son of a and truth be told, most people don't drive it year round.
No,
it's
it's a
not
summer
their
car.
daily driver.
And again, it's the same theme as before, cost of ownership.
Yes.
Going to be pretty low, especially relative to number 2 and 3, especially 3 on this list.
Oh, yeah.
The BMW Z4, cool car,
Yeah.
and the BMW M5.
Yeah,
Magnitudes of difference.
I am astounded that anybody could afford to own an M5 for 15 plus years.
Yeah, well, you get to some of obviously you're talking about that generation of like an '04 and '05 BMW M5. Totally different vehicle than it is nowadays, but still expensive to own.
It is a BMW.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the Chevrolet Corvette's on there.
No. Ford GT.
The Ford GT,
Supercar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. The
Now-
S4 does a little.
Now, Pops, if you were going to own a car for 15 years,
Yeah.
you should probably get a service contract on it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And where would you go to get a service contract?
I would go to www.
Find the best car.
No,
No.
you go to www.yourautoadvocate.com, where they will be completely transparent with you.
What is this they? This is you.
Not
Us.
me.
We.
It's just my face will pop up. But it's Zach and his team that have put all this software together. I had nothing to do with it other than, well, go ahead, take my picture.
You're killing our our reputation is the fact that you were a part of it.
I am.
But you literally just said
I'm
I
an
had
advisor. I probably advised them not to do it.
Cut. If you're getting a service contract, go check it out back
Yeah.
at yaa.com, yourautoadvocate.com.
Yes.
Research link down below.
Yes.
We have an opportunity now to pay rent at our Airbnb or VRBO because we did the promo earlier. So thank you for doing that, Dan.
Yeah, and I'd already paid for it, so what difference does it make?